Hello everyone, this is Kim, Ramblings with Kim. Actually, I've decided to call this portion, let me fix my hair a little bit there because that'll make me so much more presentable. Oregon Soccer Trash Talk. I had planned on doing the other two games first, because Oregon soccer is getting exciting. I may not know the names and faces of everyone yet, but I'm learning quickly. And the way that they played in the last two games before Northern Arizona was extremely fascinating for me. Unfortunately, I have been ill, and I don't see that happening or going away anytime soon. So things are taking me longer because I've got a backup of podcasts that need to be produced and put together. Now, taking a couple of days off of work because I haven't been feeling well, and I watched the game last night, and I was not happy about the game last night. Not because of the Ducks, no. Although there is one thing that I will say about the Ducks, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But because of the opposing team's method of playing. And as you will know, or you should know, if you are a returning Duck fan, Duck soccer fan, or Duck parent, or anyone that might just happen to have listened to this in previous years, there's nothing that will get me on here quicker than the opposing team or the opposing refs doing something that they should not be doing, and doing it so blatantly that it's so obvious for the entire world to see, and they just go, yeah, whatevs, it's all cool, no worries. You don't mind if we do that, do you? We'll cheat. Sportsmanship, no, I will put that out the door. But if the Ducks do it, yeah, we're going to get right on that one, right? Yeah, we're going to do that. So, I'm going to start the first part of the podcast with the fact that we have got some massive talent that Coach Abel has recruited. And in 2 years, yeah, the Ducks are going to be a powerhouse. They will have Alice Barbieri. Now, you may need to roll the R on that one. I don't know. I'm Italian. I can't roll my R's because I have a lisp. Never been able to roll my R's. Well, a couple times accidentally. So if it needs to be rolled, I cannot do that. There was nothing more irritating to me than listening to the announcer try and roll the R's, because it didn't sound respectful. It sounded like he was mocking the language. And I don't like that. I would rather someone, I don't know. Although I will be going to France shortly, and I'm sure they will expect me to speak French, and I will do so in the best way that I can. I know. But at least I don't have to roll my R's. It's in the back of my throat. It's good oral. It's, yeah, whatever. Nobody cares. All right. So, we will still have her in there. We will still have, I believe, Maddie Goldberg, because she can be a fifth-year senior. Unfortunately, we won't have Jordan Snyder. And it's sad to say I don't think she's going to get much playing time this year, because I think that Coach Abel is going to try and work these freshmen and sophomores and a couple of juniors together so that he can create this team that he sees in his mind. And that's frustrating, because when they put her in last year, she came right off the bench and scored 2 goals. I mean, it was just like that. So she's got it in her if someone just gives her the chance. And yeah, I'm been a fan of hers, love her parents, love her little brother. I'm going to miss them. Hoping to get out to LA to see the 2 games that they have out there, and maybe I'll run into her family out there, since they won't be coming through to Colorado and Utah this year. So I can say goodbye. And but yeah, that's going to be sad. However, I see where his evil genius come in. As my youngest would say. Yes, there is a method to his madness. And we should have known that all along. I should have trusted the genius in this coach. Because, of course, we have 2 freshmen that scored the goals. Yes, and I have them right here. Callan Harrington scored the first goal. And it was pretty damn impressive.
Now went into the box in a dangerous position, kicked up and over the head of Trinity Corcoran. And Callan Harrington levels it back up 1-1 for the Ducks. Over the head of Lujan. Borden tried to get there. And Harrington. And that's the first goal of the season for Oregon.
Down, nearly impossible to have blocked by a goalie. Now, she was the top player in Oregon before she came to university. Yeah. Got some brains there. And then Ryan Reynolds, another freshman. She was assisted by Lauren. I wanted to say Kearney, but my writing's telling me Kenny, and I still think it's Kearney, but it'll go down below too with the correct version. And they were great to see. It was an equalizer, 2-2.
Here's a cross into the box, headed down and headed into the back of the net. As the freshman Ryan Reynolds picks up her first career goal and evens it. With 15 minutes to go, a spot-on cross from Kenny, and it's freshman to freshman, and we're all leveled up.
Now, the only thing I'm going to say is they did start dropping back to the box more the last game. I get to go back to my glory days, which is probably why nobody watches this podcast, because they have to listen to me in my glory days. As a sweeper, I ran about a 58-second 400 meter. And I ran under a 40-minute 10K. So, yeah, I was just a little ball of energy. Now, the defensive backs do basically the same thing I did, which is I had a lot of power in my foot and I just kicked the ball as far as I could to clear it out of the way so that no one could score a goal. And that proved to be very effective, particularly in the last game against Missouri State. I don't have any footage from Missouri State because I got to get this out about northern Arizona. It's so freaking mad. But by having somebody, and I don't know if there is that somebody on the team, by having somebody with that explosive speed in a defender position, like Chardonnay Curran was, you can help out the goalie from anywhere. And that's very helpful and would be a much needed addition to that back line. I actually have a picture of me in the newspaper from when it was, everything was in the newspaper because there's nothing online. Because I'm old. And it shows the defender on the one side. She lost the person that had the ball on her side, and it shows me coming up from the side to sweep it away before it got to the goalie. And yeah, the caption's wrong on there. I remember that play like it was yesterday. And it's that one element that seems to be missing. And I'm not saying that there aren't fast defenders on this team. It's that since I play, it seems like they are more concerned about fast forwards, where it doesn't seem to me like the forwards need to be as fast as defenders should be. But that's just my opinion. And I'm certainly not going to say anything against Coach Abel because I see where he's going with this team. But I think right now we could really use one fast defender or midfielder, or at least keep one defender drop back towards the box. And I get you want to push them up, you want to catch them off sides. And that works too, but then we have to have that person that when we can't catch them off sides is able to get that person with the ball. Because that was me. And there was Chardonnay. And we got to have that. And that's all I'm going to say. But Maddie played her heart out. And those were three tough goals to have tried to have defended for anyone. So that's what I'm going to say about that. Now, what I do want to talk about, because this has completely pissed me off. Yeah. I come on here real quick when I'm mad. But I had to get, all the footage pulled off, and I had to get names, and I had to get the NCAA rules, and I had to get the information on sportsmanship. So, number 4 on Northern Arizona University, Day Williams, who knows she's not going to go pro, knows that she's graduating with general studies, I guess is what it is. Apparently, is also just a really bad sport. And the team has decided that's the kind of team, or the coach has decided that's the kind of team he wants to nurture, are bad sports. And that's a no-go for me. That's really a no-go for me. Her taking the ball and putting it in the corner, for one, there's an NCAA rule against it. You cannot take the ball and put it in a way that the other team cannot get to it.
Williams working on Emperor. Williams takes it to the corner, is in no rush with under 8 minutes remaining. And we'll stop the clock. And it'll be our first booking of the match as Emperor picks up a yellow card. Now, I don't believe she was involved directly with that little interaction there after the ball went out of bounds, but it might have been something that she said to the official.
She did this not only once, but she directed the second person to do it. So she basically did it twice.
Velaz will just take it to that corner flag and sit there and try to let the time run off. And Barbieri with the push gets whistled for the foul, and then you can see her arguing with the assistant referee as well, and she'll be booked for a yellow. You see the foul, and then the rebuttal there from Barbieri.
So the coach knew that this is what he had planned on doing so that they could not equalize the game. So essentially he's saying not only be bad sports, but cheat to be bad sportsmanship, or to create, bad sportsmanship. And, the refs, you go along with it, please. Because, we haven't had our fair share of bad refs over the years. And I'm beginning to think it has something to do with Nike. Only because I have been dealing with CU Barstool, CU Buffs, Deion Sanders, everyone under the sun since he has come to town on my Twitter feed. And unless I literally block like 1 million people, it's beginning to feel like, I can't get away from them. And they hate us because we're Nike. And we have Phil Knight. So they don't care about anything else. Except for the fact that the only reason they think we have anything or we could possibly be good is because we have Nike. And I'm beginning to wonder if some of these refs and some of these coaches kind of don't feel the same way about Oregon soccer. But maybe that's just me. I don't believe in doing that. I believe that you play until the game's over. And if you have to cheat to do that, that shows that you'll sink to any low for the rest of your life to do whatever you need to do. And that's not cool. But what's even worse is that the Oregon, I believe it's Alice Barbereri, is holding the ball to talk to the ref because they're trying to get to the ball and they can't get to the ball because they're blocking the ball in such a way that Oregon defenders have to go out of bounds to get to the ball. Yes, that's the way that it is. Or they would have to foul them, which, I'll get into next. So Alice has the ball and is talking to the ref, and Dave Williams comes up and punches the ball out from her arms and then takes it and starts dribbling it like it's a basketball. Now that's a purposeful foul. And it's a red card. But the refs are so caught up in, we can get Oregon on a yellow card because we're going to get Anna Imperatora. Now, I've been calling her Anna Imperatora. Everyone else seems to be calling her Imperatora now. I need to get some confirmation on how her last name is pronounced. No one seems to want to tell me how names are pronounced. I would love to put my phone number out there and just have someone say, call me and tell me. But I have a feeling I'd have like a million NAU people or Dave Williams trailer trash people contacting me for no reason whatsoever, except that they think it's okay to cheat. So we'll just call this lady. Because why not? They have no morals in life, right? That's how pissed off I am. When you punch the ball out from an Oregon player, and then you sat there and you dribbled it and you acted all smug like you were just so cool, you're not cool. You're not cool. You're barely an inch off the ground. You're like gum on the bottom of a shoe. Or a pebble in your shoe when you're running 400 meters or the 10K and you can't stop to get it out. And you're just annoying and annoying and annoying and annoying. That's what you are. And had you not punched the ball out of her hands and done that, a little smug, dribbling the ball. Yeah, I played basketball too. I also twirled the baton, so I used to take the bats up when I played softball, and I would hit home runs, and I would point to everyone where I was going to hit the next home run. And then I tell them to keep moving out, moving out, moving out, moving out, while their coaches were telling them to move out, move out, move out. So I take the bat and I twirl it in the air and I catch it behind my back. And I thought that was so cool. And I was like 11. I wasn't 22. Do you see the difference, Day? I'm just curious. Do you see the difference? I mean, there is a difference. Because Oregon's team, Alice, Barberary, and Anna Empedora, will be going pro, and you won't. That's the difference. Now, the second time, Day, you directed, what's her name? Allison Velaz, to go to the corner and do the same thing. Now, once the ref saw you point that and saw what happened, he should have immediately blown the whistle when she was in the corner blocking it. Yeah, Alice came up and pushed her. I don't blame her by then. No, that wasn't the best sportsmanship. But after seeing what they were going through during the game and watching the calls as, you know, Oregon fans constantly have to watch the calls where they're constantly on the road and they're always playing in a deficit. And they seem to have bad call after bad call after bad call from refs. And I pull them out. I pull out the footage and I put them on my podcast, or I pull out the footage, and at the end of the year, I send them to owners and recruiters and coaches and everyone I can to try and get Oregon players on professional soccer teams. Because that's what I do. And right now, Oregon, last year with the losing season, still had more soccer players recruited than Northern Arizona. I'm just saying. So, let's see here. Statement of sportsmanship. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty basic. A basic statement that just says you will play soccer. You will play it in a manner that is fun. You will play it in a manner like Alice did when she accidentally fouled one of your teammates and then gave her her hand to help her up. Because that's what Oregon does. Oregon doesn't throw a temper tantrum. If Oregon is winning and the goalkeeper has the ball, yeah, they might try and run out the clock that way, or they might pass the ball back and forth amongst each other, but they don't go and hide in a corner and block the other team from getting the ball. Why is that? Because it's against the NCAA rules. So yeah, we don't do that. And that's why I'm on here. Sick. Yeah, sick. 'Cause I'm always sick. I mean, my senior year in high school, I played most games with 103 or 104 degree temperature. Yeah, I'd only go to school enough days so that I could maintain my eligibility to play in the soccer games that we had. I was that sick. Yeah. And I may not have always been the best sport. I mean, I was voted unofficially, officially maybe, like the worst or the meanest player in the league. But I respected my team. I respected my coach. I respected the rules of play. I never would have hid in a corner like that. Why? That's not any fun. Yeah, you want to win, but at what cost? It's not always about winning. You're playing a game. That's why it's called a game. It's supposed to be fun. Now, for me, of course, fun was winning, but it was playing with my friends. And my coach was amazing. And then going on to college and making new friends. Or uni or whatever. It's just, that's what you're supposed to think about. And yeah, senior year's sad. You know, you're not going to get drafted. There's no way. I was lucky I was playing in college. I was just happy to be part of the team. And quite honestly, most of it had to do with the fact that I could run and I could kick the ball. I didn't have the skills that these women have, and you probably have, Day. Play your senior year with your head held high. That's what I have to say. And then, of course, because I'm on Twitter, where is my Twitter? I thought I got him. We ended up with a new person. I don't know if, probably not. A couple of years ago, we had someone that joined Twitter and had 10 people that were following him, and immediately started coming after the girls or the women on the Ducks. I don't remember who he was. But last last night, after the game, he decides to tear apart the Ducks. Why? I don't know. His name's Garrett Anderson. Apparently he lives in Chandler, Arizona. And I'm like, what's your problem, dude? Why? There's no need for you to do that. Because again, it's a game. And the Ducks played their hearts out. And if you had seen what I have seen, instead of just cherry picking one little thing, then you would know where it's going. But you don't. Because what your little profile says is lover of God, football, and beer. And I'm thinking you might have been drinking one too many last night, Garrett. And the only post you managed to post is, although the Bible may not agree with gay marriage, it also teaches to love thy neighbor. There is no excuse, or there is no need for hatred. Simply walk around it if you desire. And then all your replies are hatred towards college players. It doesn't matter who it is. I mean, you seem to really, really not like the Pac-12. And you really don't like Oregon. But come on, dude. Seriously? Get out of your recliner. Stop drinking. You know, go out, mingle. I don't know, just, if you say you love God and you love thy neighbor, I mean, it's not just your neighbor that you're supposed to love. You're supposed to love everyone, right? I'm going back to my catechism days in the Catholic Church about a bazillion years ago. I don't remember, but I believe you're supposed to be nice to everybody. Right? Or are you one of those cherry-picking God people? I don't know. I've become an atheist. But if you're going to do that, then leave these people alone so that they can play their sports in college. And then you can attack them when they become pros. But the last thing I want to touch on is something I think is, well, I don't think it's unexpected. What I think is truly amazing is that it took so long for, I have this nice new microphone that I got during Amazon Prime Days so everyone could hear me, because before it was going in and out. I still don't know if everyone can. It's even my own husband had to say something, because I was of the mindset, if you build it, they will come, right? And we saw that in Nebraska volleyball. Over 92,000 fans came to watch the 5-time NCAA champion Nebraska volleyball team beat Omaha 3-0. Now, we're going to the Olympics next year. And it's hard to get women's soccer, football tickets. It's easy to get men's tickets. Now, my husband had to pipe up, and then, of course, he got in trouble, and say, well, that's because there really isn't the quality level of play and as much as there is for men, where he promptly just got the evil eye, and I went, seriously? He sometimes forgets because he was never an athlete. And basically, he went to Mississippi State and he watches football. And that's about it. And pretty much in just the SEC. So, I, being an athlete, and still consider myself to be an athlete, because you all know what I've been trying to do, if I can ever get better again. It's underestimating the interest in women in sports. I have gone head to head with people who said, well, we aren't going to put women's sports on at 5 o'clock on Saturday on ABC because, nobody wants to watch them. Well, how do you know unless you put them on at 5 o'clock on Saturday on ABC? Well, because we put them on 5 o'clock on Saturday on some obscure ESPN Plus channel that you have to pay $9.99 for, and it takes you an hour to figure out how to get there. Because that's where all these people have been that my husband and I have been trying to track down and then record on Adobe Premiere. So again, if you build it, they will come. If you put them on, people will watch. Give them a stadium. Title IX says that they are to be equal. We've never been equal. Our team, my team, and I'm going back to my glory days again. I was, a baby, basically. I want to say, it was the baby years of Title IX when our team was the first women's soccer team to go to state in my high school. We played on a horrible field that our coach had to go out there when it rained, and I can still remember seeing him with a bright orange bucket and a sponge trying to sponge up the water that were in the pits because there was virtually no grass on this field. There are no benches for anybody to sit on. So we're the first team to go to state. Do you think they give us like a charter bus to maybe go to these state, these playoff games? No. They gave us a school bus, which broke down 4 hours away from our city on a school night when we needed to do homework and go to bed. And then when they did give us one, it was pretty shitty. Yeah, it was. I was sexually harassed by my track and cross country coach. The current coach of the soccer team where I played high school at is my sister-in-law, and she will go to the mattress defending that coach that sexually harassed me and several other girls who have since then complained about it. But she had her father protecting her while she was there. I didn't have anyone protecting me. I had them threatening to throw me in jail as a 14-year-old. We need to do better for these women. And Nebraska proves it. Yes, you built a new soccer stadium at the University of Oregon, and that is so amazing. It's not quite equal. Am I saying you need to have a giant awesome stadium, soccer complex for these women? No. But, let's get out there and promote them. They managed to get Bo Nix on billboards all over the place, which is the funniest thing ever. Can we not do that for the Oregon Ducks soccer? How about one billboard of just funny things that they do? Or maybe just obnoxiously mean-looking faces. Just one. And maybe some of the women might think when they turn 17, Ducks did that? Let me take a look at them. And then maybe they won't leave. So, I think I'm done for the evening. You've watched me fidget and play with everything and fix that. Yeah, I know. My broadcast is what it is, or my podcast, or my vlogcast, or whatever. But I had to come on here after that. Made me mad. And Alicia, you keep being you. Next time, try and disguise it. Just have your hand, start running as fast as you can and accidentally trip and keep your arms on your side and just go, oh! And then get up and start yelling at the ref. Or do like they did with, was it Mississippi and Louisiana? I'll get that in there. That's one of my shorts. Alicia, you're going to be one of my shorts. I think Anna, you're going to be in one of my shorts too, because those are pretty good. But definitely Alicia. Where they start pulling each other's hair. It's pretty friggin' awesome. Yeah, might have to put that one in there. So anyways, I'm going to go die on my deathbed. I guess that's the only place you can die, right? Is on your deathbed? Die on your death floor? Die on your Death Star. It's like a double entendre. Oh, I've talked to my husband about that and my son. I just came for something I think is really interesting. Anyways, this is Kim. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. And if you are a new subscriber, we will donate $1,000 to a charity in Maui because Chai Cortez, beloved Oregon soccer player, that is her home. She now plays professional soccer for the San Diego Waves, and we are all so very, very proud of her. But we cannot give up this fight. So, if you just want to listen to me ramble, or if you don't even have to put the alert on, just subscribe, you know. That's all you gotta do. Don't make me go back to post office rants. I only have one more of those. Come on. Install soccer and maybe a little football thrown in there because, yeah, they're back to me, talking to me about football, but I gotta go to Lubbock. Yeah, I know. Me and everyone else. So anyways, this is Kim. Ramblings with Kim. Oregon Soccer Trash Talk. Try out the new name. And I hope you all have a wonderful night. And we'll get that last 2 games out, because there are some exciting plays in there that you all need to see, that you will then, I think, understand the evil genius in Coach Abel. Bye.